The hustle and struggle of a 9 to 5 seem like child's play the moment you start your own business. Being an entrepreneur does mean that you no longer work for anybody, but you work for 24 hours of the day for yourself now, which is an even bigger challenge. In these struggling times, getting pushed in the right direction can make a huge difference, which is what the best entrepreneur books tend to do. One of the best things about being an entrepreneur means being your own boss. But the best thing also becomes the worst thing when you have to deal with every hurdle and hardship all by yourself. Not to mention, the fate of the entire business can be altered even with minor decisions. A great mistake most entrepreneurs make is not knowing or familiarizing themselves with the struggles before stepping into the business. Researching the market is a great step in the right direction, but another great step is learning from the mistakes of others and taking lessons from the ones who have been in the field for longer. The latter two can be done if you pick the right book and read it thoroughly. So I have brought the 10 best entrepreneur books for you in this video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Links to the books are given in the description below. Number 10. Crush It! Why Now is the Time to Cash In on Your Passion by Gary Vaynerchuk. Being a great businessman, Gary Vaynerchuk has spent a great deal of his life in the field of business, making his name as a great advisor for many major startups. He has also written quite a few books, one of which we will be discussing now. Crush It is one of the best books any entrepreneur can get their hands on. In this book, Gary has emphasized the importance of turning your passion into a money-making business. Instead of stressing over ideas for business that do not interest you, focus on your hobbies and how you can turn them into a business. Gary has shared how powerful the internet is and how one can use it to their benefit and flourish their business. In this book, he has also shared his own experience of turning his family's small wine shop into a booming business with the powerful tool of the internet. The best part is that this book provides a step-by-step guide on how a person can have successful businesses in the modern world. Number 9. All Marketers Are Liars by Seth Godin. The name of Seth Godin is linked to some of the best-selling books of today's market. The man is also a public speaker and an entrepreneur. On top of that, he began his career with an MBA from Stanford University. All Marketers Are Liars is a very interesting book that basically stresses the fact that all marketers around the world share stories to sell their products. If the customer buys the story, it ends with the benefit of the company, as well as the customer being satisfied. Therefore, the only way to succeed is to know how to come up with stories that hit their mark. In this book, Seth Godin has shared the art of discovering stories and tales about a company's products and how an entrepreneur can set their work apart from the competition. Not to mention, it also shares how you can also stay one step ahead of the competition at all times. Number 8. Rework by Jason Fried, David Heinemeier Hansson. Along with software and design management, Jason Fried has made a name for himself in the field of entrepreneurship. He wrote this book with David Heinemeier Hansson, who is also the creator of a very popular web framework. The best thing about Rework is that it contradicts everything that most business and entrepreneur books preach. Instead of making people focus on the competition and investors, this book stresses on succeeding without turning yourself into a workaholic. The two authors of this book have shared how a person can become more productive and how their businesses flourish without turning to outside investors. The interesting and untraditional take of the authors on how to succeed makes this book a very interesting read, and of course, the pieces of advice shared in it are also easily applicable. So it's a great book for all the owners of small businesses. The best part is that it is written in a very simple and easy-to-read manner, so you will not be bored to death. Number 7. Good to Great by James C. Collins. Having quite a few successful books about businesses and their growth under his belt, the words of James C. Collins are very reliable. Best of all, his words are backed up by nearly a decade of research, so you can trust his books to give you the best knowledge and advice. Good to Great is one of the best works of James C. Collins. This book is based on a 5-year research program, the author that he conducted with his 21-person team. He has shared all the steps of his research program in this book. Most importantly, this book shares how some companies transform into great businesses, while others do not. Along with his interesting take and research, the author has also shared different concepts and theories that can help transition into a successful business. From Level 5 leadership to hedgehog concept, you will find 7 characteristics shared in great detail that can help transition a business from good to great. Number 6. The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. This American author is also the founder of his own company, which is a successful business training company. Along with running a business, Michael E. Gerber has also imparted his knowledge in the form of books written and published over the period of 3 decades. The E-Myth Revisited is an updated version of the original book, The E-Myth. The update was also made by the original author in 1995. In this book, you will find all the information that you need to know about what makes a small business successful and what does not. In this book, the author has shared why more than half of small businesses fail and what can an entrepreneur do to ensure his business is not among the failing. What's interesting is that Michael believes that businesses are not run by people and individuals but by systems. And this is the key behind a successful and a failed small business. He has shared this belief in detail in this book. He has also shared lessons in this book that will help you put your business on the right track to change its fate. Number 5. The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. Along with being a New York Times best-selling author of 3 books, Timothy Ferriss has also dedicated his life to working as a business advisor. Combine the 2 fields and you have got the best entrepreneur books at hand, like the one we will be discussing just now. The 4-Hour Workweek is honestly the best book that you can find in the genre of entrepreneurship. In this book, Timothy has shared the art of living a luxurious life without spending every waking hour of the day working. He has shared how a person can get out of the corporate job that they hate and turn to their own business to be successful. The best thing about this book is that instead of highlighting everything that you should do, it shows you how to do it. Timothy has focused on how to outsource work, working virtually and remotely, and taught about the difference between absolute and relative income. The step-by-step guide of this book really helps in unlearning the typical and traditional ways and adapting new techniques to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Number 4. The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. The name of Malcolm Gladwell can be found on the cover of 5 New York Times best-selling books. The man has also co-founded a company and was named one of the 100 most influential people. The Tipping Point is a great example of his unique approach toward business. In this book, Malcolm has shared how small things have the capability of making huge changes. He took the example of an epidemic and how it starts to spread from one person, and implied that ideas and small pushes in the right direction in business. He has also gone into great detail about how an idea can be taken to the tipping point, and which elements it needs to reach that point. He has simplified it by dividing the entire process into 3 rules of the tipping point. The entire message of this book, combined with Malcolm's tone of writing, makes it worth the time. Number 3. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. The best way to describe Simon Sinek is a visionary. From Microsoft to U.S. military, Simon has met with the leaders of many great projects for his work. He has also authored some of the best entrepreneurship and leadership books to this date. As the name indicates, in Start with Why, Simon is focused on asking and answering all the questions that start with why. Why does one business flourish while many others fail? Simon has shared real-life stories of great leaders and how they succeeded. All of his words shared in this book are backed up by years of research that has also been shared in this book. This book focuses on teaching people how they can inspire others to follow their lead, and how they can adopt the mindset of great leaders that came before them. This book is a must-read for entrepreneurs as it teaches them how to inspire their employees, which is a critical step for making any business succeed. Number 2. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, Lake Masters. Being an entrepreneur himself, the words of Peter Thiel are reliable. The man is also the co-founder of PayPal and wrote one of the best entrepreneur books of all time with Blake Masters, who is an American venture capitalist. 0 to 1 is the result of the combined hard work and effort of Peter and Blake. Peter has based the main idea of this book on his own experience as an entrepreneur. He has shared all the strategies that can lead a business to success. In addition to that, he has also gone into detail about all the lessons that he learned in all his years of business, during the major milestones of his life. The best thing about this book is that it encourages people to think outside the box and make something new. Instead of following the exact footsteps of great leaders and businessmen and recreating their work, take inspiration from their innovativeness and make something new. Peter has presented his unique philosophy in very simple words, free from any business jargon or difficult terms, so his words leave an impact on the readers. Number 1. The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Graduated from Yale University, Eric Ries has made quite a name for himself and is acing many things. From writing and blogging to the stock exchange, he has stepped into different fields. The Lean Startup focuses on why a startup fails when its competitor's business is thriving. The mistakes that lead to failure have been shared in this book. But the interesting part is that Eric is focused on how you can avoid failures at different intervals. He has rebutted the popular belief of making elaborate and extensive business plans and provided entrepreneurs with a unique approach to making their businesses thrive. One of the most important things that Eric has stressed in this book is innovativeness and its importance in the survival of startups. Another great thing about this book is that Eric has written it in his classic humorous tone, which makes it quite interesting to read. Being an entrepreneur comes with a million challenges, but you can tackle more than half of them easily if you are working in the right direction. Reading the best entrepreneur books can help with that, and it can also give you the right mindset for creating a successful business. So do not waste any more time and pick up one of the 10 books that I just recommended. If the video helps you find the next book you are going to read, then like and share this video. Let me know in comment section on what type of books I should cover in my next video. Also, if you read one of the books mentioned in this video, share your review or thoughts with us. Subscribe this channel for more such awesome videos. Thanks for watching.